नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis, Srimahans, Mahants, Tanedar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, Kailasavasis, everyone sitting with us all over the universe with my love and respect. I'll continue to expand and reveal some of the most important sacred secrets about the vertical time zones. Understand, these revelations are absolute truth revealed for the sake of eternity. Mapping these great truths into the modern day human civilization and making Kailasa happen is the responsibility of the Kailasavasis and who wanted to administer the Kailasa. Understand? I am only ecclesiastical authority, supreme pontiff. So, I will be continuously revealing the truths of Kailasa as it is. So, administrators of Kailasas, each Kailasa can evolve their own democratic setup, administrators, and their own structure, social, spiritual, mapping these great principles into their country, social, cultural setups. Let me reveal some of these great truths. Understand, last few satsangs I was explaining about these 4 points. Matter, mind which experiences matter, intelligence, buddhi which makes decision, consciousness, pure space of Paramashiva. This 4 component put together is your reality. In horizontal time, all these 4 are equally felt. I can roughly compare like a 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. 25% matter, 25% mind, 25% intelligence, 25% consciousness. That's the way you experience the reality. If the intensity of the consciousness increases, for example, the consciousness becomes 30%. So, its influence on the buddhi, intelligence also increases. So, intelligence becomes 30%. Then naturally the mind's intensity drops. The matter's intensity drops. So, this two becomes 20-20 and this two becomes 30-30. So, the whole thing tilts. Means you enter into the vertical time zones. 100% only pure consciousness and zero intelligence and zero mind and zero matter. That is Kailasa. Because you don't need buddhi, you don't need mind, you don't need matter for your existence. You exist as a pure space, pure consciousness. That is Kailasa. And same way, you neither feel conscious, almost 99.99999% only matter, less than 0.0000001% mind, then lesser than that 0.100000001%, 0.00001% intelligence, and lesser than that 0.0000001% is consciousness. That is what is Patala. That is what is called eternal hell, lowest in the vertical time zone. Understand? Highest peak point of the vertical time zone is Kailasa, where 100% consciousness, pure consciousness, Paramashivatva. No need for intelligence or mind or matter. Then next is Satyaloka, where 99% is consciousness and 1% is divided into 3. 33.33 is intelligence and 0.33 is mind and 0.33 is matter. I'm giving you all rough equations for you to understand. Then little lesser consciousness, Tapoloka. This is the way the vertical time zones are placed. Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Tapa, Satya and Kailasa. The lower part, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Patala. Lower time zones. Understand, all the tapas, all the purification methods in Hindu tradition is to raise you to the higher vertical time zones. That's all. There are 11 sampradayas. In Hindu tradition, 11 sampradayas. Krama Brahmachari, Brahmacharini. Naishtika Brahmachari, Brahmacharini. Swami, Swamini. Sannyasi, Sannyasini. Sannyas is initiation given. Swami is somebody who has mastered the sannyas and become a complete in their sannyashood. Means they become completely flowered in their sannyas and become a Swami. Tambiran, who has become God for them, their own self, who has mastered the initiation of sannyas successfully is Swami. Sannyasi, Sannyasinis, Swami, Swaminis, Sadhu, Sadhvis, and Vanaprastha and Vanaprasthis, Rishi and Rishikas, and Rudra and Rudraganyas, Bhairava and Bhairavi, Yogi and Yoginis. Like this, there are 11 sampradayas in Hindu tradition. Siddha. They are called Adhyashramis. Avaduta, Siddha, Adhyashramis. All of them are one sampradaya. Means who don't belong to any of the sampradayas. Who are absolutely free, like a Paramahamsas. Paramahamsis. They are one sampradaya. So listen. All these 11 sampradayas and their practices are for this one purpose, raising yourself to the higher and higher vertical time zones. From Bhumandala, Bhuva, Suva, Tapa, Satya, and Kailasa. Understand? All the action, thought current you do, which pushes you into the lower time zones. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Patala. That is called karma. Papa. All the actions and thought currents you enjoy, which raises you in the vertical time zone. Bhuva, Suva, Tapa, Satya, Vaikunta, Kailasa. All this is called punya, good karmas. Understand? I am making a straight statements with the blessings of Nandiyam Beruman, Lord Nandi, who is in charge of Kailasa and Kalabhairava. I am revealing these great secrets to all of you, and I also commit with them to Nandi and Kalabhairava. I'll reveal the truth as it is without editing, hiding, twisting. With absolute integrity, I will reveal it as it is. Let their blessings be on the revealer, speaker, and the listener. Let them radiate and manifest the realities as they want. What for they are revealing these great truths to me and manifesting these great truths to the world through me. Let their purpose be realized. Let the purpose of Nandiyam Beruman, Kalabhairava, Paramashiva revealing these great truths to me and making me reveal these great truths to all of you. Let their purpose be realized. Let the Kailasa be established in Bhuloka, and let the Bhuloka human beings experience Kailasa while they are in the planet Earth and reach Kailasa after they leave the body. And any other purpose Paramashiva has, any other reason he has for revealing these great truths to me, through me to the humanity, let that be fulfilled. Paramashiva, let your will be reality. I surrender and offer myself at the feet of Paramashiva and the great Guru Nandi and Parashakti with the blessings of Nandi. In charge of Kailasa and Kalabhairava, Akasa Bhairava, with all their blessings. I'll reveal these truths as it is. Understand whatever sampradayas in Hindu tradition, whether the spiritual practices meant for Krama Brahmacharis, Naishtika Brahmacharis, Rudras, Rudraganyas, Rishi, Rishikas, Yogi, Yoginis, Bhairava, Bhairavis, everything is aimed only to raise you to vertical time zones and reach you ultimately to the space of Paramashiva Kailasa. It may look as simple as applying sacred ash on your forehead, or as difficult as you think practicing absolute asteya aparigraha, non-stealing and non-possessiveness, living with minimal things and brahmacharya and satya, absolute integrity. All these great vows. Understand, actually these great vows are not like a forced rules. They are actually the great powers revealed from Kailasa. If you understand and internalize the powerful cognitions. For example, one of the greatest truth from Kailasa is static matter strategic existence, vibrant energy. All these three is one and the same. Carefully listen. Static matter, vibrant energy, strategic existence. All these three does not have a wall, boundary, watertight compartment, sealed, separate existence. It is one and the same. If you internalize this powerful cognition and start meditating on it, you will see, you will start manifesting powers, because all these three is separate because of your false cognition, false belief. Once you lift the false belief, it is like a bamboo floating in the Ganga. If you are looking short, small part of the Ganga, like if you take a close-up shot, it will look like Ganga is divided by the bamboo. If you go for a long shot, you will realize Ganga can never be divided by the bamboo. If you think static matter, vibrant energy, strategic existence is separate. You are like a blinded person who has a small vision. You are seeing the existence with a close-up. You don't have a larger vision. You are looking at the Ganga in a close-up view. You feel Ganga is divided by bamboo. If you wake up and see the long shot, you will understand bamboo itself is floating on the Ganga. How can that divide Ganga? Waking up to that higher realizations is what I call powerful cognitions. Internalizing powerful cognitions. Static matter, vibrant energy, strategic existence is not separated, divided by any bamboo. Facebook, I see a lot of memes. How the prostitute in India works. Actually, the person who is criminal will be shown as a victim, and the person who is victim will be shown as a criminal by the close-up shot. Only in the long shot you will understand in reality who is criminal and who is victim. Same way, if you are locked with your delusion, you will see bamboo divides Ganga. You should know bamboo itself is floating on the Ganga. How can bamboo, which is floating on the Ganga, can divide Ganga? No. If you feel static matter, vibrant energy, strategic existence is divided, you are deluded, you are seeing the bamboos floating, and you feel the bamboos are dividing the Ganga. No. Wake up and see from the larger vision. You will understand all the three are one and the same. Static matter, vibrant energy, strategic existence is one and the same, and the bamboos are floating on the Ganga. They can never divide Ganga. Your beliefs and ideas are floating on this Paramashiva. They can never divide Paramashiva. Waking up to the higher reality is what I call internalizing powerful cognitions. If you internalize this one powerful cognition, suddenly you will see you will manifest powers and you will start aligning to higher vertical time zones. From Bhu you will move Bhuva, then Suva, then Tapa, then Satya, then Vaikunta, then Kailasa. Every time you internalize one powerful cognition, you raise your existence to higher vertical time zones. Today, bow down to Paramashiva, Parashakti, Mahaganapati, and Nandinatha Swami, Nandiyemberuman. Nandi is Lord of Kailasa, Kailasa's security. Of course, Paramashiva is the ultimate Lord. Nandi is the greatest servant of Paramashiva, and only with Nandi's permission you can enter into Kailasa. So Nandinatha Peruman, Nandiyemberuman is the Lord of Kailasa. Pray to Nandi. Nandi can give you the glimpse of Kailasa. Nandi will bless you with experience of Kailasa. So your being can wake up to the higher reality and start moving towards Kailasa. Each powerful cognition raises your existence into vertical time zone. I want to tell you, this may look very funny. But anyhow, I have taken the oath that I will tell only the truth. So I am telling you the truth without hiding. Anything which is revealed to me, I am not authorized to hide or edit. I am authorized, I have to reveal it. And Paramashiva has given me the assurance and security that he will protect me. And he is protecting me. He said that he himself, in the form of Kala Bhairava and Akasha Bhairava, is protecting me, giving all the security. And he said, I'll reveal everything and you reveal everything to the world. And they are protecting me. So I'm going to reveal everything as it is to the world, to all of you. This really happened when I was with my Guru, Arunagiri Yogi Ishwara. I'm just mapping the whole experience into the English words which can convey it best, as a best way, best form. Try to listen to this satsang at least 5 times, again and again, because I'm just mapping it as it is from the Akashic records and sharing it with all of you. It was a noon, maybe 2 o'clock or between 1 to 3 in Tiruvannamalai temple, on the Jiva Samadhi Mandapam. In that Mandapam, not on the top of the Mandapam, above the Jiva Samadhi, means like inside the Mandapam. See, there is a small Mandapam which is a gateway to enter into the Jiva Samadhi, where Arunagiri Yogeshwara's deity is carved, where his deity is there. I am not telling about that small Mandapam. The above, the main Mandapam, 4-pillared Mandapam. On that, Arunagiri Yogeshwara was sitting, and I was sitting next to him. It was a noon. I remember very clearly. Not hot, very breezy noon. Neither cold nor hot, good weather. I was sitting, he was talking about Kailasa. He's a beautiful being, such a... Now, if I describe him again and again, I get into that same mood. He's extraordinary, handsome and beauty, and well built, and so like a shining skin. He was talking about Kailasa. You are so handsome and well built, beautiful, so beautiful. I was just staring at his chest. Broad, well built chest with one Rudrakshmala. I was staring at his chest. Suddenly I saw the whole visual of Kailasa on his chest. This is the Mandapam. You can see. The small Mandapam is Jiva Samadhi, where his deity is there. Through that, you can enter into his Jiva Samadhi. that on the top, that four-pillared hall is the place where he was sitting. And I was also sitting next to him. So, he was talking about Kailasa and I was staring at his chest, and suddenly I started seeing the whole visual, how the Kailasa looks and how he was describing that intense golden light and all the gods, goddesses, the Ganesha, Nandi, all the gods. I was seeing one by one by one by one, and saw the Brahma and Vishnu, ultimately Parashakti sitting in the lap of Paramashiva with his Vishwarupa, 50 hands and 25 heads. And it's too undescribable beauty and glory. Only when I deeply looked into the face of Paramashiva, I saw it's Arunagiri Yogeshwara. The face is one and the same. Listen. Then slowly I started sensing this Bhuloka, means this dimension, this time zone. Then I slowly settled down. I started understanding that I'm enjoying his beautiful form, the chest and that Rudrakshamala. I was in that extreme ecstasy. That knowing my Guru is Paramashiva and Paramashiva himself is my Guru. And slowly I'm settling down from that vertical time zone to this time zone. Very smooth landing. And he just hugged me to give a smooth landing without any shock. Whenever I get a chance to get near his body, I'll never miss a chance to kiss him. I just kissed his chest and tightly hugged him. I could see that the first time I realized the static matter and vibrant energy and strategic existence has no border. There's no boundary. Because I saw there's no boundary between me, him and Kailasa. Who is Paramashiva? He is my Guru and he is me. There is no border. It's just one and the same. That powerful cognition just clicked with such strength and it became reality. I should say in this pose he is sitting with one leg hanging and one leg folded. When I was hugging, actually he was sitting with both legs folded. He was sitting in Artha Padmasana. And I was almost leaning on him. I had a fortune of extremely loving and caring Guru. I received all the lessons leaning on his lap. That temple watchman who has seen me with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, even he describes, oh, that boy will be just lying joyfully and talking to himself. That watchman, poor guy, he doesn't know with whom I am talking and on whose lap I am lying. Understand? Whenever these powerful cognitions click in your system, you experience Kailash time zone. Whenever the Kailash time zone is sealed into you, those powerful cognitions become your reality. It is like vice versa, both. That can be brought and inserted into you, and you can be taken and given the experience there. Guru can give you the glimpse or permanent space in Kailasa. It is just geometrical. Means your pi can be just shrunk or expanded. If it is shrunk, it goes to Patala, lower time zones. If it can be expanded, if it is expanded, it goes to higher time zone. Whenever I initiate you, I expand your pi. So you just enter into higher time zones, vertical time zones. And you go and experience Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Tapa, Satya, Vaikunta, ultimately Kailasa. This is the same science used in deification also. Your core conscious pi is taken and expanded and put in Kailasa, and that experience is sealed once for all in the form of this deity, and you stay forever in Kailasa. This whole your channel to Kailasa is locked in the temple. The temple exists forever and you exist forever in the Kailasa. It's a science. Just like mummification in Egypt. That is a smaller level. It is a science which can take you up to Swargaloka. Only deification can take you to Kailasa. Because Hindus have mastered this science in a much grander and ultimate way. Deification is 1,000 times greater, powerful methodology than mummification. Mummification can lead you up to Swargaloka. Bhur, Bhuva, Suva. Not more than that. You can be at the most Indra. Maximum. Not even that. All that. It's not that everyone who goes to Swargaloka becomes Indra. No. Even among that, there is a lot of competition, politicking, and then fight. That's why Indra Padavi is not permanent. Every yuga, Indra changes and all that. Now, I'm not saying Indra is less powerful. No, surely he is much beyond anything you can imagine. And he is worthy of worship and our reverence and everything. But deification takes you directly to Kailasa. It can take you up to Kailasa. These sciences will be revealed more and more detailed from Kailasa. And also there is another one level of deification, like Kayakalpa, making your body so pure and detoxed that even after you stop using your body, you are not dead. The body doesn't stink or go through any of the symptoms of death, like Paramahamsa Yogananda in the modern day, and my own guru, Isaki Swamigal, Raghupati Yogi. None of their body showed any symptoms of death. I think in Tamil Satsang I revealed how after 3 days his body automatically locked itself into Batmasana when we were about to give Jiva Samadhi for him. And there are eyewitnesses. I am not telling you stories. Many elders of Tiruvannamalai are eyewitnesses because he passed away very recently, just maybe 25-30 years before. Just few years before Kuppamal passed away, Vibhudanandapuri passed away, he passed away. So, there are many people still alive in Tiruvannamalai who are eyewitnesses for this whole happening. That science of Jiva Samadhi, achieving Jiva Samadhi, Swarupa Samadhi, it's called. That science, actually, Jiva Samadhi is one level and next level is Swarupa Samadhi. That science only I am revealing in the form of Kayakalpa Yoga. The Kailasa where this body is going to be in Jiva Samadhi, Swarupa Samadhi, I'm going to have 10,000 Samadhis built all around. Any of my sannyasi, once he leaves the body and if the body does not show any symptom of death, means it proves itself that it has achieved Jiva Samadhi. He will have Samadhi next to me, along with me. If the body shows any regular decay, okay, take it to cremation ground and burn it as early as possible. Get rid of it. But if your body shows no decay after death, like Paramahamsa Yogananda's body, you will be given Jiva Samadhi. All these 11 orders, Rudra, Rudraganya, all these 11 orders will have Jiva Samadhi if you achieved the space of Jiva Samadhi and Swarupa Samadhi. The Kayakalpa Yoga will start. It's a 21 months program, intense, powerful retreat where you learn Mano Mauna. It's called the state of Manonmani. Parvati Parashakti, when she came to Kanchi and she was named as Manonmani, means that she was in the space of Mana Unmauna. In the 21 months, you will be not only in verbal silence, the mental silence, Manon Mauna. The silence of Mana means the words, you will practice the methodology where the words does not even get created in your throat. That kind of a silence. It's called Ichamrityu also. Ichamrityu is one of the side effects of Kayakalpa Yoga. Kayakalpa Yoga is the original name of the science. It will be free of cost and made available to all, and for all men who want to practice, You will be given place in Madurai and Rajapalayam. For all women, it will be in Tiruvannamalai and Salem. It will be very powerful experience. Living pure spiritual truths. No contact with the so-called outer world. Absolute seclusion. Enjoying your yoga, puja, jnanapada, spiritual readings, Goseva, Swayambhaga. You are supposed to grow and cook and eat your own food so that the external influence will not be there on your system. The detox, that is one of the powerful detoxification. Swayambhaga, cooking, not only just cooking your own food, growing your own food and cooking. And serving the cows and then getting milk from them as their gift and prasada and consuming. It's an extreme detox and purification process. Every day you worship Gomata and ask, O Parandama, the milky ocean in which Vishnu is in Yoga Sayana is there in the body of cow, and ask that Parandama to give the milk as a prasada, and then from the cow you get the milk and consume. It's a very beautiful, sweet process with a higher, very powerful cognitions. Then the body becomes extremely pure and detoxed. Then all these powerful cognitions become reality. Every time I touched Arunagiri Yogeshwara, I have seen my body completely gets detoxed, because those few minutes, it feels like a me, he, one and the same. So the level of purification he is in, that becomes my level of purification. It was too intimate. Especially when you touch somebody with a deep love and intimacy, their biomemory enters into your biomemory. That exchange of biomemory happens. In my case, he is Paramashiva Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Where is the question of exchange? It just gets flooded. His biomemory gets flooded into my system and it becomes one, and his becomes mine, that's all. So extreme purification because of his biomemory getting flooded into the system happens. Happened. That same is done every day through Goseva, asking the Gomata to give a pure biomemory through her milk and purify and detox your system. This will be the ultimate course, and maybe after 2-3 years, anybody who want to be Kailasavasi, this course will be compulsory program. Because you should go beyond death. Human beings should not die. When the science is available from Kailasa, why should you die? No. No death. Blessed are those who achieve Swarupa Samadhi, but at least Jiva Samadhi. at least Jiva Samadhi. Jiva Samadhi means your body will be left after you stop using. It will be there, but it will not show any of the symptoms of death. It will not decay, it will not stink, it will not go into any deformity. Just it will be there as if you are in Samadhi. Swarupa Samadhi means like Jnana Sambandar, Andal, Vallalar, carrying the body itself. Body will not be left. It will just dissolve into the light. That is Swarupa Samadhi. Whether you achieve the state of Swarupa Samadhi or not, at least Jiva Samadhi. Human beings should achieve at least Jiva Samadhi state. Because the science is available to all of us. I'll lead you all into power manifestation, oneness process. I bless you all to manifest the state, space, powers of Paramashiva. So essence of today's satsang is Nirahara Samyama, be food free. So with this I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.